All right, so you're thinking about moving to Troutman, North Carolina, and you're wondering, what do the people that actually live there love about living in Troutman? Well, today we're gonna go over that right now. Hey, my name is Austin, and I make videos about what it is like to move to or live in the Lake Norman area of North Carolina. And in this video, we're going over 7 things that the people that live in Troutman, North Carolina actually love about Troutman. All right, let's get into number 1, and that is going to be lakefront prices without that big premium that we are seeing in towns further south along Lake Norman. All right, so in Troutman, you get the lake life and you don't necessarily get lakefront prices. Now, there are some homes in Troutman that are lakefront. You will see that those do have a premium. However, when you compare the places in Troutman to places like Mooresville and Cornelius, what you are gonna see is that there is a big discount. Now, we are seeing that these homes along Lake Norman on the north side of the lake are roughly in the $1 million, maybe $1.2 million range. But what you're seeing down in Mooresville, for example, on the Point, the average price of a home in Mooresville on the Point is $1.9 million. So lakefront in Troutman is going to be at a little bit of a discount. Now, the big reason for this is because Troutman is further north. It is further away from Charlotte. So you are trading more space and a better price on a home for a longer commute if you do work down in Charlotte. All right, now along with that, what you are gonna see in Troutman is that there are a lot of new builds as well. We are gonna be getting that into another point, but we are seeing the average price point in Troutman is roughly just over $400,000. And I will say one of the best things about living in Troutman is that you are within 10 to 15 minutes of the lake, no matter where you are in Troutman. Great access to Lake Norman and Lake Norman State Park. All right, let's jump into number 2, and that is that the growth hasn't ruined the charm. All right, a lot of people that live in Troutman still like that it is a small town and it still feels like a small town. Now, Troutman has been growing. We have seen some commercial development closer to I-77 and exit 42. But what we're seeing is that a lot of the development is closer to the highway and not necessarily as close to Troutman's downtown. Now, Troutman's downtown still has that old town charm. You're gonna see places like coffee shops, bakeries, a lot of different restaurants, but it still feels small. It's still going to be a single lane highway that goes through town. And Troutman still has not lost its charm with all of this growth. All right, number 3, that is going to be traffic that is manageable. All right, now for the folks that are watching this that do live in Troutman, I will say, and I do agree, the traffic during rush hour can get a little busy. Now, a little busy is maybe a 12-minute drive through Troutman instead of a 4-minute drive through Troutman. Whereas places like Mooresville on River Highway, that is just chaos. All right, rush hour in Mooresville, it feels like a 12-minute drive turns into a 30-minute drive. Traffic is still very manageable in Troutman. All right, so you still have that morning rush and that evening rush, but you could typically get across Troutman in about 5 to 7 minutes. If you are commuting down to Charlotte, I will say you're probably looking at a 45 minute drive on a really good day if you're taking the toll express lane. If you have no intentions of taking that toll express lane, you're probably looking at maybe an hour, hour and a half, and you will be sitting in traffic most likely, as there are a few bottlenecks on I-77 as you go south toward Charlotte. All right, now if you don't work in Charlotte, say you work west in Hickory or northeast up in Winston, you are gonna see that the traffic along I-40 is entirely better. It is way better. You'll ask the locals, they say that if you can live along I-40 instead of having to go along I-77, it will be better. All right, so one of those things that people love about Troutman is that Troutman is still simple, it is still easy to navigate, and it still feels peaceful. All right, number 4 thing that people love about living in Troutman is that the neighborhoods actually feel like they have space. Now, there are several communities in Troutman that have HOAs, and there are several communities in Troutman without them. You'll notice as you get closer to Troutman's downtown, what you're gonna see is that there are a lot of older homes with a good amount of yard space. Now, the closer you get to Lake Norman, you are seeing larger lots as well and much larger homes just to begin with. So Troutman is a very popular place for people that have boats, trailers, RVs. All right, and there are a lot of new construction homes that are coming to Troutman. Now those are going to be your typical home sizes, 2,000 square feet-ish on that 0.15 acre lot. So if you're looking for space, Troutman is going to deliver that better than most other towns along Lake Norman. Hey y'all, real quick, as much as I love making these videos, real estate is my day-to-day in North Carolina. So if you have any questions about Troutman or what it's like to move to or live on the Lake Norman area of North Carolina, please feel free to reach out. I am a licensed real estate broker here. That number that is popping up below, I am the person that answers those phone calls, those text messages, and those emails. So if you have any questions, I'd love to help. With that being said, let's get back into the video. All right, number 5, that is that there is more to do than you would expect in Troutman. Troutman does feel like that small town on the northeast side of Lake Norman, but there is a lot to do. Now, the first thing I like to hit on is Lake Norman State Park. All right, Lake Norman State Park is extremely popular on the northeast end of the lake. Now, what you're gonna find in Lake Norman State Park is over 38 miles of trails. Okay, you have trails for walking, you have trails for mountain biking. You're gonna see that a lot of trails have loops throughout the park, and these loops wind through the trees along the lake. It is beautiful. Now, on top of that, there are a good amount of fishing spots. There is a nice pier close to the beach, and you can also just take a short walk through some of these trails and find a good spot to go fishing. Now, on top of that, if you're big on boating, taking your jet skis out, going kayaking, there is a boat launch in Lake Norman State Park. In the summer, it does get a little busy, but you have access to Lake Norman State Park. All right, now on top of that, Troutman has a zoo. It's called Zootastic, and it does get a little busy. It's great for families. You have Troutman ESC Park, which is right behind that police station. Now that park has a lot to do. There are 2 fenced-in dog areas. There are soccer football fields. There's a big playground for the kids. You have 4 pickleball courts. You have a full court basketball court. You have 2 beach volleyball courts. There are baseball fields in this park as well. And this park also has a fitness trail. All right, now this fitness trail is a little small, but it is paved. It runs right through the woods next to the park. And again, this is connected right to the Troutman police station as well. So it does feel safe having that police station right next to it. Now this fitness trail also has some areas like some workout benches inside the fitness trail as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, now all the things I did mention are outdoor things. Troutman is not really a big nightlife place. If you are looking for a good bar scene though, the Cedar Stump Pub in Troutman gets pretty busy on Friday and Saturday nights, and they have live music. And you also have Bottles and Taps, which is an old pharmacy that was converted into a bar. Also live music there, and both of these places are pretty fun if you're looking to go out, grab a drink. All right, number 6, Troutman is a small town with some big flavor. Now there are a lot of options as far as cuisine goes. Now I'll cover a few here. I always like to start with Pellegrino's Trattoria, which is Italian food, and Bavarian Kitchen, which is a German cuisine place. We don't have many of those in this area, and you have one right here in Troutman. Now you also have Kaijo's, which is Asian cuisine, and you have Burritos and Ribs, which is further down towards I-77. That is fantastic Mexican food. And the ribs at Burritos and Ribs are fantastic. The bone falls right off. And on top of that, you have Del Sur, which is like right off the highway, I-77. That is a fresh Mex place. It's kind of like Chipotle style where they make the food right in front of you, and it's phenomenal. What else? You have Your Coffee Place. So if you're looking for a place to go grab a cup of coffee, sit on the porch, Your Coffee Place is gorgeous for that. They usually have a fresh produce tent out front as well. And then you also have places like Troutman Bakery and Troutman Cafe. All right, now with all those places mentioned, if none of them really fit what you're looking for, you also have Mooresville, which is about 10 to 15 minutes just to the south. And Mooresville has a wide array, right? A massive array of restaurants for you. So yeah, Troutman is small, but if you are looking for food options, you don't have to drive 30 minutes to find something you are looking for. All right, number 7 thing that people love about living in Troutman is that the growth is actually something you can benefit from. All right, now Troutman feels like it has that 10 to 15 year plan going right now. It still feels small, but there is a lot of commercial development. We're seeing a lot of new homes getting built in Troutman towards I-77. We have some new home communities that are closer to the lake, and you just have this overall feeling of a positive growth. Now, I could comfortably say this because when there are builders in a town that you are looking at, the builders have done all of that research. They know that Troutman is on an upward trend, so they are building in Troutman. which is exactly why, in my opinion, Troutman is gonna grow over the next 10 to 15 years, and you will see the benefit from that. All right, so that is 7 things that people love about living in Troutman. If you got some value out of this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as I do drop 2 videos per week, every week, about what it is like to live in the Lake Norman area of North Carolina. And on top of that, as much as I love making these videos, I am a licensed real estate broker in the state of North Carolina. So if you have any real estate needs, I'd love to help. The number that is popping up below, I am the person that answers those phone calls, text messages, and emails. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.